What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Rev Sports Wrap It Up. We took a week off, even though me and Justin were here bringing all your wrestling goodness, but we would let, as far as Rev Sports Wrap It Up, we let the fourth happen. Fireworks, explosions, stuff. Now we're back. And obviously our boy Tushka is not here today. He is resting up, but he will be back next week for us. So rest up, Tushka, and hope to see you next week for that. But you got myself and the lovely soul in this world that I'm getting the cobwebs dusted off on my intro, which is not going very well. But Soul, how we doing?
Doing good. Sorry to everyone that we couldn't do Monday's book thing. Both Josh and I are sick. I'm still sick. I got my Vapocool Vicks Mentos. Got my Kleenex. You know, I'm ready. I'm ready and rearing to go.
All right. Well, let's dust off the cobwebs and get right into it as we are rounding the bases into the All-Star break, coming up more quicker than you would think. What's up, Tushka? The Reds are still above 500. They're still there. But I don't think it's going to get any better as far as getting to the playoffs. Right now, Detroit is still has the best record in baseball with 59-35. Toronto is leading the East there with 54-39 over the Yankees, which is surprising there. The Philadelphia Phillies are leading the Mets by a half a game. So they've got that going for them. The Braves cooled off a little bit. Chicago is playing well, but the Brewers can never go away. They're only 2 games back from them as of right now. The Reds are 8 games back. Doesn't matter. And your Boston Red Sox, they are above 500. They are above 500.
The funny thing looking at it, and I guess the Reds just recently now are above 500 because like a few minutes ago they were at 500.
They beat the Marlins today. So
they beat the Marlins today. But I was looking and I was like, Tushka's team's the only one that's below 500, and they're in second place in their division, whereas we are above 500 and we're in fourth.
Yep.
We're not last, though.
Not last, but his team is 13 and a half games behind Detroit, and my team's 8, and your game's 4, like 5.5.
Yeah.
Which I'm not expecting either one of our teams to make the playoffs. I hope they don't blow up our team. But I don't know. I mean, Boston's kind of doing that when they let Devers go. Shows you how much I keep up with baseball sometimes.
Rafael.
Yeah, Rafael. I knew that. Yeah, he was good with the size, and he was a good painter. But I just Detroit's playing such good ball.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for the Mets to crumble again because that's what they do. It doesn't matter how much is on their payroll. They're going to figure out a way to crumble, which the Yankees have been doing for a while, about spending all God's know what amount of money and just nothing really to show for it. They did make the World Series last year, but they ran into someone else who has the same payroll as them, which is the Dodgers. And shout out to Sammy Kershaw, 3,000 strikeouts, which is incredible. You think, a bunch of people. No, it's a very few list that Kershaw has joined to get 3,000 strikeouts. I don't know if Scooball's got an in him to reach 3,000 there in Detroit. There's a couple. There's like maybe only 2 players when I was reading about it. Maybe only 2 players that has a shot at getting, as far as that are still playing right now.
Right.
From all the writers and stuff, we're saying, I don't know. Baseball is such a math sport, hence why Moneyball's great. But that's pretty much what I've got here. In the All-Star, I think they're going back to wearing their original uniforms and just I think they're going back to wearing their like actual team uniforms and then having like the logo on it, because I know they were doing having the cool little East West whatever National League AL stuff, and they're going back, and I always like that. I wish I like when any All-Star game. Obviously, NFL.
You're shouting out the teams that they play for. Yeah.
Right. NFL, they used to, back when they used to actually tackle and play. They would have the helmets that would signify the team that they played for. But sometimes they would do that for the NBA, but they kind of got away from that. Baseball always goes back and forth. But I always like it when they wear their own team uniforms in All-Star, because it just got to be the different teams that are in there competing for that. But All-Star break, that's what I always said. Like, we're really going to see where this team's makeups are, and right now our team's makeups are mediocre.
Mid.
They're very mid.
Very mid.
So for shout out to all you Detroit Tiger, Dodger, right now Blue Jay fans. So hey, Toronto. I mean, you
guys are ahead of the Yankees.
Yeah, you can't win in hockey, but you can win in baseball, which is such an oxymoron.
We saw it, although we're going to talk about it later, but in that spell where the U.S. kept beating Mexico over and over and over again in Nations Leagues and Gold Cups, we're like, and then Mexico beat us at the World Baseball Classic. It was just like, what's going on? Mexico's good at baseball. We're good at soccer.
Right.
The world's not right.
No. It was like, never mind. Yeah, like the best like back in the day, it was like the best rapper is white, the tallest player in the NBA is Chinese, like that whole thing. Yeah. The best golfer is African American, that whole thing. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for around the bases. Anything else on this, Soul?
I think I'm ready for basketball.
I know you got to clear the air pipes. I know you're fighting it off. So there you go. But in the NBA, some crazy trades have gone on. Obviously, we talked about the KD trade a couple of weeks ago, but there's more implications to that because there's a bunch of other teams that are involved. The Clippers, Jazz, and Heat agreed to a 3-team trade. In the swap, the Clippers deal Norman Powell to the Miami Heat. The Utah Jazz send John Collins to the Clippers. And the Heat send Kevin Love, Kyle Anderson, and a future draft pick to Utah. So K-Love, in his fashion, had a great little meme as well. Had a post. Whoever his guy is, either that's K-Love himself or he's got a team.
I like to think that it's him.
Yeah, it's always easier to be like, I don't pull the curtain back.
I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see the wizard. I don't want to see the actual guy. I want to see the crazy. I just
like Serginho Dest would do all these like videos after he would play, and we were all like, "Oh, this is Serginho," knowing that it wasn't him,
right.
But like liking to think that he was posting these compilation videos, and then someone asked him. That dumb reporter asked him who did it. And he's like, "Oh, I got a guy." And I'm like, why would you do that to us?
Right.
So no one ever asked Kevin Love. If you ask him, I'm going to be so mad at you. So don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. He's killing the game. But it's K-Love. Like, I mean, he's at the twilight of his career. Like at best, like it's a tail end of it. He's had a great career. Olympic gold medalist, NBA champ. I mean, you just really can't. And dude,
and he got to have fun in Miami.
Yeah, he got fun in Miami. He's well respected. He's a dog when in his prime. Like you
beautiful wife, beautiful kids. Like good life.
He when he won it with Cleveland, he had the WWE belts and did the Stone Cold beer slugs. I was like, all right, I like this guy. Plus, his dad was the security guard for Brian Wilson. Would help Brian and would egg on Brian Wilson to get out of bed. The late Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. Would egg him to get out of bed. So there's like a picture. So he was very good, close with Brian Wilson as well. I didn't know that until after he passed away, and Kevin Love posted some stuff about that. So that was kind of a cool little thing there. But as far as another change of the guard, I don't know how long Jokic is going to be a Nugget, and because they made no off-season moves. And the GM came out and was like, he even put it out there. It's like there could be a thing where we trade him. He's like, and you can just tell he was sick to his stomach, like saying it, but he just like, there might be a time where we have to trade him, And he was
and like, I would say watch him saying it instead of like reading it, because you really can tell the meaning behind someone's words when you hear them say it than when you read what they say. So I would recommend going to watch that, because like you could tell that that's the last thing in the world he wants to do. He's not Nico Harrison.
No.
But yeah, when I saw that that Jokic said, basically told the Nuggets organization, like, I'm not signing an extension, it's just like, ooh, where he's gonna end up. Come to the Heat, baby. We'd love you here.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of... How many horses you want? How many horses?
That would probably be the worst place for him to go, because we are very much about BMI and all that stuff. And
oh, yeah.
I think he likes being his fat European that can play freaking the hell out of basketball. But have you seen Luka now? Luka looked like he's lost a lot of weight, and yeah. I'm like, he's gonna be scary.
Yeah, if he actually is conditioned, whoo boy, watch out.
Yeah.
Because he's already good as it is. But yes, just kind of sit here. Jokic has informed the Nuggets that he doesn't plan on signing a contract extension this offseason. So that ain't good for
That's
Denver.
Not good for the Nuggets.
But you got a championship out of it. I mean, we thought this was going to be the Giannis in Milwaukee situation, but I feel like they've kind of cooled the jets on that. Anything can happen. But when the best player in the league says he's not going to sign an extension, that's crazy.
Yeah. And I can see, like, this year he's still in Denver, Giannis is still, but I don't think either of them are staying in their markets for very long.
No. And if the NBA has any say with it, he's going to go to a larger market anyway.
Yeah.
Like to the Knicks or something.
Miami.
Like you said, that BMI. So.
Yeah, but Giannis, Miami.
Oh, Giannis, yes, Giannis, yes. I thought you were talking about Jokic there for a second. No, Giannis, yes, Giannis to Miami, yes. Yeah, and again, he won one for Milwaukee, so
yeah,
and he's not happy with the organization.
Yeah, both of them won in their small market teams, so no fan should be upset with them.
No, it's not. It's business, and if you want to keep your star player there, like once in a generation star player, you put talent around him. And the fact that the Nuggets didn't do anything basically told Jokic all he needed to know. And the GM coming out there again, watch his interview, because you could tell he didn't want to say what he had to say, but he knew he had to say it.
Yeah,
with the way he was saying it. So
and we got Ryan here. Goes, hey, Ryan. Slightly better. My throat doesn't hurt anymore, but I'm still stuffed up. You could probably hear it in my voice. I got my trusty Kleenex here just in case.
Yeah, we're on that Jordan flu game this episode. Yes. So what we're here, and I'm not going to divulge what's going on with me. It's not a common cold. I'll put it that way. But everything's good. Everything's good, but not a common cold. But yeah, it's just part of the offseason. I mean, I've got so many Shams reports of players I didn't even know were in the league that were signing deals right now.
Sometimes you're just like, who are you?
Right.
It's like, I don't know who this person is.
Yeah. Is this player still in the league? That's a game that sometimes me and my buddies play, is like, is this player still in the league? Because it could be on a bench or something. So we don't know with all that. But you know who is playing basketball is the WNBA. So what we got going on there?
So we got a few things here. First off, Indiana Fever, they win the Commissioner's Cup against the Minnesota Lynx. So congratulations to the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston put the league on blast, on notice, saying they win more money for winning the Commissioner's Cup than the WNBA Finals, and how that makes no sense. And someone should tell Kathy, which I'm sure Kathy knows.
Yeah.
But when Caitlin speaks, things happen. So if you can get yourself and the girls more money, all power to you, Caitlin. I'm here for it. Also, someone that I'm here for, she was on the Las Vegas Aces, but now she's with the Indiana Fever. That's Sid Colson, and she is hilarious. But in a post-game interview, she was speaking a little serious for a little bit, saying that this game was a good turning point for the season, that they were ranked 8th at the time. They're now 7th. When they went into that game, and the Commissioner's Cup's more based on you just play everyone once in your either in the East or the West, so you could be the worst team and still win a Commissioner's Cup because it just depends on the game that you win. It being a Commissioner's Cup game. But she goes, we're number one that day, and this is a good turning point for us that we can go from being mid-table to actually getting top of the table if we start playing out. They got a trophy to their game, and I agree with that too. Sometimes just getting a piece of hardware, and you see this in soccer all the time, getting a piece of hardware, even if it's like a Carabao Cup or US Open Cup or something like that, really propels the team forward. So who knows? Indiana.
It's all about momentum.
And momentum.
They make good off-season moves, and it's showing so far. Now, Caitlin isn't 100%.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about this year is both Caitlin and Paige are not 100%.
No.
And but we'll get into Paige in just a little bit. But before we finish off of this Commissioner's Cup, going back to Sid Colson, if you remember us talking about the NBA and them celebrating afterwards, and these boys not knowing how to pop champagne, these boys not really beer drinkers, but Sid Colson was telling us a little bit about how the celebration was going down for Indiana. Let's watch.
All right, forgot to share my tag on screen.
We're live.
We're live. This is what happens. Do. This is your live music while I get this stuff set up. All right.
Nope.
I know. I am hiding it. I realized it's the wrong one. Okay. I had it up.
People, we are so good. We are back.
We are so back. So freaking back right now. And of course, it's not going to load. All right. Well. Okay. Now we got it.
Celebrations before, just give us the power rankings in there. Who was getting involved, spraying each other, who was staying out of it. Some of your coaches were not red, some were so, some of your staff were.
A lot of the girls went to party schools. I hate to say the white girls, but the white girls were chugging the beers. Their CC's in there biting on the bottles for everybody, biting through cans and shit. But it was fun. Like everybody, I don't know how to swim. I'm not a drinker. I don't know how to do champagne celebration. But they were opening them. The coaches were having a good time, chugging out of the Commissioner's Cup. It was fun. It was a good vibe.
What are you doing with your share of the money?
Oh my God, you're so nosy.
All right, Oklahoma City. I'm just saying, step your game up because the girls show you how to do it.
Yeah, there you go.
So, hey, Oklahoma City, you can't take the trophy away from you, but I can take your partying skills away from you. Okay, I'll tell you that much.
And next up here, we got someone passing a legend passing another legend. Chelsea Gray passes her head coach Becky Hammon to be the 6th all-time in the WNBA in assists. Let's watch the moment.
Ace's biggest lead, 17 points. Gray in search of that 7th assist to pass Becky Hammon. Slings it into Wilson for 2 and the foul. Chelsea Gray passes Becky Hammon, now 6th all-time.
Chelsea Gray's gonna. Yeah, it's Chelsea Gray.
And Becky Hammon, she's one of those coaches that loves to see her players pass her. Asia has passed her several times in franchise records because they play for the same franchise, even though Becky was playing back when they were in San Antonio. But I love seeing Becky getting so hyped that her girls are passing her records.
Yeah. No, hey, and it's always great when someone you always have the person there when they break your record, sometimes just because they have to, and sometimes they want to be there to celebrate it. I mean, Gretzky was traveling with Ovechkin because he knew it was going to happen. And he wanted to be there to congratulate him, at least this past hockey season. So it was just kind of a cool moment that she passed her coach. So that's just kind of a crazy sentimental moment. And speaking about coaches, real quick, I always thought is the New York Knicks do have a coach now, but Dawn Staley, we're almost there, so we're so close.
because I know you and I have talked about that the first coach is probably going to be Becky.
Right. I was thinking.
But I was just like, yo, Don's about to be the head coach of the New York Knicks.
Yeah. Straight movie. We talked about Eddie, the Whoopi Goldberg, when she coached the Knicks. I was like, and I saw Don, I was like, oh my God, this is so weird.
It's about to happen.
It's about to happen. And then they're like, no, Mike. I was like, okay, all right. I mean, people were like,
just bring him back. Yeah. We're not talking about the Knicks right now, and their decision making. Nope. And I'm not even a Knicks fan. I actually, like, as a Miami Heat fan, like, they're our original rivals, so I should be happy for their downfall. But the Celtics kind of became more of our rivals now. But oh my God, stupidity all around. What's up with these front offices, man?
You let your guy go just to hire a guy that's all right. Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. But back to the WNBA.
Yeah, back to it. Hey.
Paige Becker, she's having a standout year on a really bad team. I think people aren't really realizing, like, how good of a year she's having statistically. Like, she's statistically doing better than Caitlin Clark was doing last year, and Caitlin Clark did phenomenal last year. So, but she's just doing it, one, on a really bad team.
Right.
And two, like, people are still focused on Caitlin and Angel. So she's not really getting as much media time. But we're going to give her flowers. So Paige, fastest guard since 1997 to reach 250 plus points, 50 plus rebounds, and 50 plus assists. She's her. Paige is her.
Well, if you watch the show, guys, we've been talking about Caitlin, Paige, and Juju. Like, those three are and obviously Angel. And Angel's getting there. She's getting some triple doubles in her bag and everything like that. But Paige has been she wasn't hiding from us. We knew this was going to happen.
Yeah. And then we have an update to a story we spoke about 2 weeks ago. DeWanna Bonner signs with the Phoenix Mercury as a free agent. She goes back to the team she was drafted by and won 2 championships with. And she also gets to be on the same team as her fiance, Alyssa Thomas, again. So she got exactly what she wanted.
Yeah, she got exactly what she wanted. So as soon as she parted ways, I'm like, she's gonna go to Alyssa's team, right? Like,
yeah,
where's she go?
And the thing, too, is Phoenix, that organization, knows DeWanna way more than they know Alyssa. So, like, literally the front office was, like, so happy that she was back.
Right.
And then, speaking of new pickups, the Las Vegas Aces pick up Nalissa Smith from the Dallas Wings in exchange for the Aces' first-round pick in the 2027 WNBA draft. Nalissa Smith is in a relationship with Dejanay Carrington, and for the first time in their professional career, because they both played together at Baylor, but they never were on the same team together in the WNBA. So this was the first time, and she just got the notification, like, hey, you're going to Las Vegas. And so they're separated again. They're both sad, but then also happy, because she was like, she was talking about how she was like, dang, I got to leave my girl. She goes, but I get to go play with Asia. That's fucking awesome. Yeah. So you win some, you lose some, right?
Right. Yeah, you lose. Yeah, exactly. So a lot of shaking and moving. But we're also moving to is the all-star teams.
All-star teams. They've been decided, and we got Team Caitlin versus Team Fee. And for Team Caitlin, the starters is obviously Caitlin Clark of the Fever, Aaliyah Boston, Sabrina Ionescu, A'ja Wilson, and Satu Sabally. On their bench, they have Kelsey Mitchell, Gabby Williams, Sonia Citron, who's a rookie, Kiki Irafin, also a rookie, and Jackie Young and Kayla Thornton. And then for Team Fee, we got Nafisa Collier, obviously, Brianna Stewart, Alicia Gray, Nneka Ogwumike, Paige Beckers, and then on the bench, Courtney Williams, Skylar Diggins, Angel Reese, Alyssa Thomas, Kelsey Plum, and Ryan Howard. So we're not going to have that wonderful pass that we got last year of Caitlin to Angel that the entire internet loved.
Right.
But what are you thinking of these teams? Who do you like? And any snubs for you? Because I got a few snubs.
I'll let you go. You'll have your snubs.
Okay, so snubs personally, Jonquel Jones is 1,000% a snub. She is a former WNBA MVP. She was the Finals MVP last year. She has not missed a step this year with the New York Liberty. It is crazy to me that she is not on either of these teams. Was not picked. I voted for her when I was doing the fan vote, but I don't choose for all of the fans.
Right.
Then I would also say Kayla McBride is a snub. She's basically the second on the Minnesota Lynx. So, like, you still got Courtney Williams there, you got Nafisa, but
Right.
Kayla McBride deserves to be on that. You and I both love Natasha Cloud. So
I was like one to see. I was like, we'll make sure we're here. We're here on it.
Here.
Yeah, I was like, I kept double checking before I was going to raise hell. That's why I said you go first because I was just double checking the rosters.
Because first off, like defensively, what she's doing, but you know, when you play on a team with superstars, sometimes you can be a superstar yourself and not get picked. But I personally would have Natasha Cloud on my all-star. She's an all-star in my heart. And then I got Derek Hamby and then Brittany Griner.
Yeah, I was like Cloud, and I didn't see Brittany Griner, and I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
And going with these, if I have to say which team has the better starters, it's Team Caitlin. But which team has the better bench? That's Team Fee.
Yeah, it's Team Fee. I mean, they got Alyssa Thomas on the bench. They got Skylar on the bench. They got Plum. Like, I mean, Ryan Howard. Like, yeah, you got a bench. Nothing against Jackie Young and all them, but
and nothing against the two rooks.
No.
But yeah, yeah. And so this is gonna be fun where I can see Team Clark, Team Caitlin coming out like and doing really well. And then I think because of the bench, a lot of times with championships, it's who has the better bench that's gonna get you forward. And if we're talking about who has the better bench, that's Fee.
Yeah. But it's going to be – I think it's just going to be fun seeing Caitlin as a two-guard because Sabrina's going to run point.
Right.
So it'd be kind of interesting to see how those two work, much less Asia down low. So that's – that, and obviously with the list with the Leah, like that starting five is just killer.
Yeah. Like that starting five, if any like actual WNBA team had that starting five, like no one else would win.
No. And even as good as Team Fee's starting five is, I was like, Clark, Boston, Ionescu, Wilson, and Sabali, like, nah. No.
Like, and then like that's going, you still got NECA, Paige, like Brianna Stewart.
Yeah. I mean, you know how much I like. I can't even pronounce her last name, but you know how much I cannot pronounce her last name.
NECA.
Yes, NECA. You know how much I like her game, and I'm sorry, NECA. I can't pronounce your last name. If you watch the show enough, I can't pronounce. We can't pronounce last names.
We can't send Josh to Nigeria.
No, it's not gonna work. No. But yeah, that starting five. So they got the best starting five. They got the best bench. So it'll be fun to see. And plus, I hope Cheryl Miller is going to coach another team, so we can just hear her go. Don't know what I'm doing.
I think one of the things too that they were allowed to trade players with each other after, and both of them decided not to trade any players, but they did decide to trade coaches. Okay. So, what is? The coach of Minnesota, who also coached at the Olympics, was originally going to coach Team Clark, is now coaching Team Collier. And then the coach of New York, Sandy Brondolo, was originally going to coach Team Collier, now coaching Team Clark. So that's the only trade that happened was the coaches.
Yeah, because you got two links on Team Collier. Because I was like, give me that coach. Fee was like, give me my coach. Give me my coach.
Yeah.
So no, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
And then we got one more thing to talk about in the and whatever. It doesn't have the. We'll go with it. And that is, we got some new expansion teams that were announced. The league currently has 13 teams, with Portland and Toronto joining next year, making it 15. The 3 teams announced are Cleveland coming in 2028, Detroit coming in 2029, and Philadelphia coming in 2030. With these 3 new teams, there will be 18 teams by 2030. And for me, I'm hoping Detroit chooses their old name, the Detroit Shock, which then became the Tulsa Shock, which is now currently the Dallas Wings. The old Detroit Shock, they had 3 championships to their name, so technically those belong to Dallas, but it happened in Detroit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like with OKC, like technically they could claim the win from Seattle, but it's nice to have a win in your actual city.
Yeah, and it's also like in the NFL where the Titans wear the old Oilers uniforms, even though there's a team already back in Houston. It's like,
yeah,
you don't see the Baltimore Ravens wearing like throwback Cleveland Browns uniforms because that's Cleveland went to Baltimore. So
yeah,
as far as that organization, but it's so weird. But boo! I was hoping Nashville would get it.
They may still, like, going to 18 teams. That's still. The NBA has 30, right? So
32, 31, 32. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And the thing is too, is my hometown of Louisville didn't even try. And I'm like, that is a team that has the Center is already there. So it already has a NBA, like that big enough arena. Like it's got the facilities and everything for them. And it can definitely, they're basketball hungry. In that state of Kentucky, and you didn't even try. I don't get it. And plus, you're right down the street from Indy. Like, that's perfect rivalry type stuff you can start. And no, didn't want to do it. So, whatever.
Maybe they were afraid of that rivalry. But speaking of Indy, there's someone who plays for Indiana who's not excited by this news, and that's Sophie Cunningham. When asked about the expansion teams during the shoot-around before the Commissioner's Cup, she said, "I don't know how excited people are going to be to go to Detroit or Cleveland." She then doubled down in a later interview saying, "I never said Detroit and Cleveland were terrible. I just said I value my safety and Wi-Fi connection." So, not great there.
No.
Both the city of Detroit and Cleveland started to troll her, saying everything from at least Detroit has WNBA championships to all this coming from someone who plays in Indiana.
Right. That's like if you played in like LA or something or like Miami or just some place that people go to on a regular basis, like Las Vegas or something like that. You play in Indy. Now, nothing against Indianapolis. I've been there many a times. It's a fine city. But to sit there and say that Detroit and Cleveland are not right there with you,
yeah,
I don't get it.
It's like the Office is like, what's the difference between these 2 pictures? They're the same.
Yeah. It's like, yes. Now Detroit has gotten better as far as yes. I mean, they had some issues with crime and stuff in the past statistically, but they have gotten better. But
so
obviously,
has Memphis, so has Chicago, so has New York, like every major city.
Right.
And then Donovan Mitchell, Tristan Thompson, and Dan Skipper and other athletes have come forward to speak up for their cities. They're defending their cities strong here. And then LA Sparks joined in the fun when they beat the Fever 89-87, tweeting out list of cities Indiana has beef with: Detroit, Cleveland, Los Angeles. So... Hey, you guys are you're going to have to take it. You're going to have to take this L.
Yeah. Fine. But if you win it all, all you got, so it's the only thing you got to do. But I just randomly just having to throw some shade at Cleveland and Detroit. It's like,
not Philadelphia. They threw zero shade at Philly.
No. Yeah. It's like, I would love to go to Philly so they can cheer me and boo me in the same 2 seconds. Like, I mean, that's Philly. Like they're the craziest fan base, guys. Like they're the most toxic fan bases. Like you can ask anyone, they pretty much take the cake on the most toxic fan base. But yet you're giving crap to Cleveland and Detroit. I don't get it.
And then this is an actual billboard in Detroit. If you're from Detroit and you're watching us, let us know if it's still up. But welcome to Detroit Sports City. And someone graffitied, "Get excited, Sophie." So,
well,
what's there not to get excited for, right?
Yeah, I mean, we know Sophie can defend herself, but still just a poor choice of words.
Poor choice of words, definitely. But yeah, that's what I have for the WNBA. Got an all-star game. We got expansion teams. We got people sticking their foot in it.
Yep, talking shit about teams that don't even exist yet. And we were saying off air, guys. We were like, she's gonna get drafted to Detroit or Cleveland. It's gonna
there's expansion drafts. She could end up there.
She could end up there. It could happen. But moving on to some novelty acts. Wimbledon is going on right now. Soul's not happy about Wimbledon because our girl Coco cannot get Wimbledon. She just cannot do it. And she always gets beat early. And it's
US,
weird.
Fine. France, fine. Something about England.
Yeah, don't get it. But yeah, I mean, she got the French Open, like you said, got the US. But when it comes to Wimbledon, which is, you feel like, that's she's kind of like Rory McIlroy. It's like he could not get the Masters, everything, but he could not get the Masters, and he finally got it. So I mean, she's too talented. She's gonna get it. You would think for as young as she is and everything, and as talented as she is, she's gonna get it. But when that weight starts to get a little, they start to put more weight. And it could be a mental drain if you just feel like you can't win the big one, which is what Connor McDavid is dealing with in hockey right now. And
then another sad one too is just Naomi Osaka. Like, I don't know what's happened to her. She beat Serena, and then I know she took some time off for her mental health, and she had a baby, but she hasn't really come back from that. And she was supposed to be the next great.
Yeah, she was. And we just really haven't heard much from her. Coco's kind of been holding down for the American women. And she literally was the flag bearer at the Olympics. So yeah. As far as the men are concerned, in the quarterfinals, our boy Alcaraz is obviously he's defending champion, but he is on a tear after that crazy French Open, and so he won his match. Taylor Fritz, our American, did win, so he is on to the semis. But Ben Shelton, he took an L to the Italian, Trinity Rodman's husband,
boyfriend.
I don't know. I'm just putting. He knows a lot. The reason I'm saying that is because I'm leading into this video of them questioning Blake about his girlfriend. On that. So here you go.
Minute trivia.
For sure.
What is Trinity's middle name?
Rain.
Correct. What team does she play for in the NWSL?
Washington Spirit. Sorry, my bad.
What number does she wear with the club?
She wears number 2.
Why?
She's the number 2 overall draft pick, and then she also has this thought that you always want to be number 1, but it's never good enough. So when she explained it to me, I didn't really understand. Maybe I'm saying it wrong, but she was also the number 2 draft pick.
It's like taking Sam Bowie over Jordan in my eyes.
I know, but she would have gone to Louisville as number 1, so kind of a dub.
You don't like Louisville? How many goals did she score at the 2024 Paris Olympics?
3 goals.
Exactly. What number did she wear with Team USA?
Starting now, she got number 2 again, but she was wearing 22.
In 83 appearances with the Washington Spirit, how many goals has she scored?
83 games. I think she scored 23 goals.
You know it just like that.
Yeah. I remember looking before. I thought it said 23.
This is the boyfriend of the year right here.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite author?
Favorite author?
Her favorite author.
Oh.
Her favorite author.
Colleen Hoover.
That is correct. Are you a fan of smut books?
No.
Trinity played 1 year of high school soccer at Corona Del Mar. Who was her head coach there?
Her head coach? Was it Brian Middleton?
I think it was. It actually was the legendary Brian Middleton. Are you a fan of his work?
No, I just remember hearing that name once.
In 2024, ESPN FC ranked their top 50 players in the world. Where did Trinity rank?
I think she was number 8.
She was number 8, but she should have been number 1.
She should have been number 1.
She's definitely number 1 in our hearts.
Exactly.
And you aced.
She is number 1 in our hearts. And throwing shade at Louisville? Really, man? I'm more pissed off that Louisville didn't draft her, obviously.
Hey, but aren't you happy that your girl has a good man who knows things about her, who can answer questions, And that means that they actually communicate with each other, a novelty thing that happening in relationships.
Yeah, that's why I put the ring on her finger without him proposing accidentally. But hey, he know. Hey, that's always about is like he knows her, and that's always a good sign of a healthy relationship.
If he's happy and she's happy, and they even had Emma out there watching him play at Wimbledon. So if you got coach watching,
right,
that means it's serious.
Yep, it's serious. It's serious. But yeah, unfortunately, he did go down in the quarters to Jannik Sinner and Djokovic. Sorry, I'm so Nikola. It was on my brain. Novak.
Serbian.
Yeah, Novak Djokovic is moving on again. And so the semis, you got Sinner facing Djokovic and the American Taylor Fritz facing the defending champion Carlos Alcaraz, which Carlos is on a heater. So if Taylor can pull off the miracle, hats off to you, boy. But Alcaraz is on a heater. But that's all I got for that.
We'll see. My money's on Carlos, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But I guess we got to move on to the sad news.
Yeah, we're going to a little kicking and screaming here, and let's just add this beautiful collage up there. So on the morning of July 3rd, Liverpool and Portuguese international Diogo Jota and his brother Andre died in a car crash in the province of Zamora, Spain. The car veered off the road and caught fire following what police suspect was a tire blowout. BBC Sports was told that the 28-year-old was on his way back to Liverpool for preseason training, making the trip by car and ferry because he had undergone minor surgery and doctors advised him against flying. Before Diogo's untimely death in 2025, he had won the Premier League with Liverpool on May 29th, won Nations League with Portugal on June 9th, and got married to his high school sweetheart, Ruth Cardoso, on June 22nd. So basically, I think they said like 11 days before his passing. Ruth and Diogo, they both have 3 children. The footballing world has come forward with their tributes to Diogo. We got Jurgen Klopp. This is a moment where I struggled. There's must be bigger purpose, but I can't see it. I'm heartbroken to hear about the passing of Diogo and his brother Andre. Diogo was not only a fantastic player, but also a great friend, a loving and caring husband and father. We will miss you so much. All my prayers, thoughts, and power to Root, the kids, the family, and friends, and everyone who loved them. Rest in peace. Love, Jay. We also got Mo Salah. I am truly lost for words. Until yesterday, I never thought there would be something that would frighten me of going back to Liverpool after the break. Teammates come and go, but not like this. It's going to be extremely difficult to accept that Diogo won't be there when we go back. My thoughts are with his wife, his children, and of course his parents who suddenly lost their children. Those close to Diogo and his brother Andre need all the support they can get. They will never be forgotten. And then we got from his national team teammate Cristiano Ronaldo. It doesn't make sense. Just now we were together in national team. Just now you had gotten married to your family, your wife, and your children. I send my condolences and wish them all the strength in the world. I know you will always be with them. Rest in peace, Diogo and Andre. We will all miss you. There has been a lot of soccer going on this summer between the Gold Cup, FIFA Club World Cup, and the Women's Euros. And before each game, they have had moments of silence for Diogo and Andre. The saddest one was before Al Hilal's lost to Fluminense in the Club World Cup quarters final when both his Portugal teammates Ruben Neves, who is also his best friend, and João Cancelo broke down in the moments of silence. After the game ended, both Ruben Neves and João Cancelo went to the funeral with Ruben Neves being a pallbearer. And we got Ruben Neves there. I don't know if he was his best man, but he was definitely a groomsman at his wedding. So these were pictures that he posted to Instagram, also saying, and this is translated from the native Portuguese, "Bug, wherever you are, I know you will read this. We were never this lame, and I may now regret it a little, but you know what you mean to me as much as I know what I am to you. More than a friendship, we're family, and we won't stop it just because now you decided to sign a contract a little further away from us. When I go to the selection, you'll still be next to me at the dinner table, on the bus, on the plane. You'll always be there with me as always. Let's keep laughing, making plans, sharing our life with each other. I'm going to make sure you're always present, and I'll make sure that your loved ones never lack anything while you're there, far away, but thinking of us, waiting for us. Life has brought us together, and now it can't tear us apart. We've achieved some great things together. We still have a lot to go. I know we can. From today on, you will enter the field with me, and we will follow our path together on the stage where we met. Diogo, you are my favorite lemonade. Amote."
Yeah.
And we got the current coach of Liverpool, Arne Slot, released a statement on Liverpool's website that we'll leave a link down below. But here are some highlights. For us as a club, the sense of shock is absolute. Diogo was not just our player. He was a loved one to all of us. He was a teammate, a colleague, a workmate, and in all of those roles, he was very special. I could say so much about what he brought to our team, but the truth is everyone who watched Diogo play could see it. Hard work, desire, commitment, great quality goals, the essence of what a Liverpool player should be. There were also parts that not everyone got to see. The person who never saw popularity but found it anyway, not a friend to two people, a friend to everyone, someone who made others feel good about themselves just by being with them, a person who cared deeply for his family. When I first came to the club, one of the first songs I got to know was the one that our fans sing for Diogo. I had not worked with him previously, but I knew straight away that if Liverpool supporters who have seen so many great players over the years had such a unique chant for Diogo, he must have special qualities. When the time is right, we will celebrate Diogo Jota, we will remember his goals, and we will sing his song. For the time being, we will remember him as a unique human being and mourn his loss. He will never be forgotten. His name is Diogo. And then we have another thing here. Liverpool have decided to retire his number 20, in his honor, and to pay out the remainder of his contract to his wife and children. So before we play a little video that they've came up with, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's tragic. He accomplished and touched so many people in such a short amount of time. I mean, and it felt like his life was just getting started, and that's what really hurts. Not to like compare the athlete and the impact or anything, but it was kind of felt the same way when Kobe passed away, because it felt like he was just getting into the next chapter and really starting to take off in that next chapter and really making an impact. And felt like Diogo was starting to, I mean, he already made an impact before, but really starting to get there, obviously with Liverpool's most recent win and everything of that nature.
He basically, if you would have asked a young Diogo, like, what would be the best summer of your life, to win the Premier League, to win a trophy with your country, and then to get married to the woman of your dreams, all in one summer.
It was all just getting started, right? And they were like, no, that's it. And that's what the tragic thing is because that's why they call it the present, because it's a gift. Not everything is guaranteed. So it's one of those things where when someone so riveting, you think it's untouchable, and they pass away like this, it always makes you realize how much, life is, how fleeting it can be, and just to, love your, hug on your loved ones and cherish every moment you have, because you never know when it's not going to be there anymore.
Exactly. So we got a little video here to play that Liverpool made for him.
I started playing when I was 6. When you start, you just want to become this professional footballer and to play for your national team, to have the opportunity to play on the biggest stages with the biggest crowds. to feel those emotions, to feel how happy you are, constantly searching for these feelings. I remember my first football memories, the Euro 2004 that happened in Portugal. Everybody was so excited for the tournament. I just watched first time Cristiano Ronaldo starting in the national team. I always followed his career, and scoring goals always been my motivation. When I was a kid, I wanted to play in the Premier League. I didn't even imagine to win it. I just wanted to be there. I knew that it was the best league in the world. I fulfilled my dream when I played for Wolverhampton. But then when you achieve a dream, you unlock another phase, another level, another step. And when I came to Liverpool, I knew that was possible. Really exciting moment for me, for my family. My job is to find a way to score goals, to provide assists. That's what they can expect from me, because now I'm one of them.
Diogo Jota on his debut.
From the moment I arrived, I always played a big part in the teams throughout the years with Klopp and with Arnie.
That's nice. Diogo Jota, who's got himself a yard of space, maybe another yard of space. Oh, he squeezed it in, and it's a fine individual effort.
As a fan, I was a fan myself. You want to see a player fighting for the club, for the badge that they both love.
And there a back pass. Jota's away on the left. Jota! Field erupts! What a finish!
It's an unbelievable song that makes me proud. I think they know that with me they will have the minimum required to represent Liverpool.
Jota wins it back. Jota, Jota's in!
That's the feeling I look for when I play football. That's why you put all your lives and all your efforts to moments like that, moments where you can decide the game. It's what makes you keep going. To arrive at this season with the title that I've been chasing for a lot of years in the best league in the world, where I dreamt to play as a kid, and finally we did it. It's a moment that I will cherish forever. I always remember this city, this club. My 3 kids were born here. Changed my life completely. The way everybody supports me from the very first day. I'm really grateful to all of the people in the club and to all of the fans for making this happen. It is a remarkable achievement for a small guy that came from Gondomar, where I had this dream, and to ride this at moment, it was outstanding.
You're on mute. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Hi, guys. Dusting the cobwebs off. But yeah. Like we always say on the show, we try and cheer the stuff, but we also want to go over the hard stuff because it wouldn't be fair if we didn't give our respects to such a great footballer, loving husband and father.
Brother, son.
Brother, son.
Mm-hmm. That's the saddest part for me is that his parents didn't just lose him; they lost both their kids.
Both of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but you guys comment down below of any. I know we're not all of us follow Premier Soccer or anything like that. But if you do, and just share your thoughts on Diogo or his brother as well. And that's what we're here for. But there was other soccer being played.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we were so close.
Yep.
This thing. It's a thing that's on your body, and it touches the ball when you're not supposed to. You're supposed to call it.
Yeah. To not as tragic, but still bad news.
Yeah.
For us, the U.S. lost to Mexico in the Gold Cup final, 2-1. All the goals, they were beautiful, and I recommend watching them. We aren't showing them because this episode would get taken down.
Yeah.
But all 3 goals, the one by the U.S., the 2 by Mexico, beautiful. Chris Richards was the best player for the U.S. in the game. Not only did he get the goal in the 4th minute of the game, but he did all the things that a center back is supposed to do. Don't blame him for Mexico's both goals. So if we're going to go this game, Chris Richards, he's locked in starter for the U.S. going forward. We're going to go Malik Tillman. Didn't have as good as a game as he's been having this, but I'm going to put him as he's locked in to be possible locked in starter, but I'm locked in being part of the A team. And then I'm going to put Diego Luna.
Yeah.
Locked in to be part of the A team. Come
Don't
on,
wear that ugly
he
ass
is not a starter.
No, but don't wear that ugly ass Salt Lake kits either.
Well, he wouldn't be allowed to, because for the U.S. Both Raul Jimenez and Edson Alvarez scored for Mexico. Raul Jimenez was a teammate of Diogo Jota. We're gonna add that here. They played together at Wolves, and Raul, he wore his name and number before the game, and then did a goal celebration in honor of Diogo. And it was hard to be mad at him scoring the. Well, nope,
not that one.
It was hard to be mad at him scoring the goal when he did the FIFA celebration and he was wearing his number. Those are some pictures of them together when they both played at Wolves. So like, it was that like, can't be mad.
Nope.
Mexico, they outplayed us and deserved to win, and honestly, it would have been embarrassing for them if we would have won. So I guess empathy-wise, their players don't have to go through all the bullshit of the Mexican media because they won. So, I mean, that's good for the players and probably their mental health.
Yeah, because, I mean, Mexico was supposed to win this tournament. Anyway.
Yeah, they brought their A-team.
Right. We didn't have our A-team. And
we bought a CD squad.
Yeah, and you can tell we were a step behind them.
Several.
Yeah. It wasn't it wasn't like it was pretty, but the goals were pretty.
Well, the one goal we had. But you can't have a U.S. versus Mexico game without controversy.
Oh, yeah.
There was a possible handball inside the box in the 67th minute of the game, which, if called, would have given us the penalty, and we could have gone up 2-1. So after the game, Mauricio Pochettino said, "I'm not going to cry. I want to tell the truth. And the truth is, if that happened in the opposite half in the other box, for sure it's a penalty." Chris Richards, after the game, he said, "Homie palmed the ball like Shaq at the box."
Yeah, he's American.
So, thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I don't know how much more blatant you can be, other than the fact that he's wearing white tape on his hand, so it meshes with the ball. Like, I don't get when it's that blatant. Like, I don't get how when it's that blatant, you just bury your whistle. Like, you're just like, oh my god, it was that blatant. And then next thing you know, you didn't want to.
And that VAR doesn't call it. Like, there is VAR,
right? And I'm just like, I don't get it. Make it make sense. The math ain't math and all that stuff. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, if Mexico should have won the game, they had their A team. They were better than us. I mean, visually you can see it, but still call it when it needs to be called.
And one of the things too is like he was falling. Where else can he put his hands? The argument I would give is that he stopped the ball in its track and then played the ball. So if you go and watch the video, like he stops it in his track and then he kicks it out of the box. To me, that then should be blatantly called, because if you just like land on it and then kind of like by accident and then you don't play it, or like they call to stop it or anything, like that's me where like I could see them not calling a handball is like if you land on the ball and then the ref pauses the game for a second and then it's like just like a goal kick or a free kick or whatever for who knows,
right? I don't know
But
how you call that, but I
I
understand.
don't know how you call it, but like the fact that he palmed it and then he played the ball out and like he's clearly touching the ball inside the box. He stopped the ball from actually like from its trajectory towards goals. So to me that's a blatant penalty.
Yeah, just to recall, guys. I used to play indoor soccer, and there was one time I fell, and the guy was like basically coming at me, had the ball. He revved up to kick the ball, and I basically went like this just to block. I was like, I saw my life flash before my eyes, or a future nose jump. Like it was not going to end pretty, obviously. But they called that. And they were like, "What were you doing?" I was like, "I was trying not to die.
I was protecting my face.
I was protecting
my good
face.
looks.
Yeah, my good looks. All right, I don't need a nose job right now."
But I mean, I think Chris Richards said it most eloquently. Homie palmed the ball like Shaq in the box.
Shaq in the box, yeah. So I don't that when I saw that and I was like, and everyone went crazy and he played it, and then they went back and I saw this and I'm like, oh my god, that's terrible.
Yeah. So that could have been one of those where I still think if that would have happened, Mexico would have still found a way to win, or we would have gone to penalties or something, or like I don't know if there was extra time for the final. I think so. So Mexico should have won. They played better than us. This is not a like anything, but that's a handball.
It's a handball.
It's a handball.
But let me ask you this: were you surprised at either Guatemala being able to compete with Canada, or how Canada played?
That was
That's the game that I want to talk to you about. Was those two that game there?
That was Schaffelberg was an idiot and he got a red card. And high key, like I had Canada winning this tournament, and Canada could have won this tournament if Schaffelberg wasn't an idiot and got a red card. So that's them having a red card. Guatemala's fans traveling and really giving them that energy. When the U.S. played Guatemala, it was 90% Guatemala.
Right.
Fans in the stands. So like shout outs to them and like how far they got. And I think it's the farthest they gotten like in a very long time.
Right.
And the fact that their fan base was so behind them, it was actually beautiful to watch. Like if I was a neutral, like I was someone like in Europe, and let's say like if I was English or something and I was watching this for whatever reason, I would have probably rooted for Guatemala because they were such an underdog story.
Right.
Because I'm American, I'm going to be rooting for the United States. America.
But
that was just when you go down to 10 men, you become vulnerable there. And so it was one of those when you got the heart and the drive and the spirit on one side, and then the other side makes a stupid mistake where you go down a man. It's Guatemala's game.
But that game there is why we love sports, because that there was going into that. I'm like, oh, that's going to be like 3-0, 3-1, something like that. Canada, nope, PKs, and they still couldn't. And that's 5-on-5, and you still couldn't manage to scope out the win. So.
Yeah,
it can happen there. But yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that real quick. But yeah, I mean, so yes, it's still, you can tell it's not our A team and it was lacking, but we got to the finals. It could have been even crazier. So I will still give a golf clap to Team USA for their Gold Cup play, because I was not expecting to do diddly poo in this tournament. The fact we got to the finals and gave Mexico all we had, even though it was I still felt like we had a little more in the tank, but we didn't play very well. But the fact that we were still right there, I know it's glass half full and, we still lost, but you're unmuted.
We made it to the final with a team that had no business being there. For being honest here, there's a lot of players on the team that will not be at the World Cup next year.
No.
And a lot of players, but we did learn a few things about Diego Luna. He earned a spot on the bench in this tournament. Malik Tillman earned a spot. Chris Richards solidified his spot. Tyler Adams is still not 100% coming back from injury. He doesn't have a lot of time left, but he's going to be there. I think Matt Turner's still going to be at the World Cup. Now, will he be starting or will he be on the bench? That's a different question. Basically, now that was our last competitive match before the World Cup. So everything from here until next summer at the World Cup is friendlies, and we need to take them seriously. We need Mauricio Pochettino and Christian Pulisic to squash whatever animosity they may or may not have towards each other. If they don't, great. If they do, squash it now. Even though I think Pulisic is kind of a little punk ass bitch right now, he's still our best player. So
still our best player.
So he can be.
I need Reyna focused. I just need Reyna focused.
I need Reyna to get a fucking move this summer because there's a good possibility he's not on the World Cup squad.
Wow.
If he's not playing, it's crazy to think about it. But Sebastian Berhalter could be playing in the 2026 World Cup, and Gio Reyna could be sitting at home.
Oh, we're going to put Burnsy in over Reyna? All right.
I'm not putting Berhalter in over Reyna, but I'm saying that it's crazy to think about that that's not a crazy statement.
No.
Where that would have been a crazy statement. And the sad thing there is those two of those boys, they grew up together. They're about the same age. They were best friends because their parents were best friends. And then when their parents got into the spat that happened during the World Cup 2022, they are now no longer friends or speaking to each other. So I would love for Gio to get a new team, get back on the roster well, maybe Sebastian Berhalter make it, and then the two of them mend.
Right.
Because they grew up together. They've known each other since they were born, basically.
Right.
So I would love for that would be like such a great story.
Yeah, it would. Have we solidified our goalkeeper yet? Or is that still a big question mark?
There's still a question mark. Freeze did a great job. He did a great job in the penalty saves. He did what was asked of him. He did have one howler in this, but I had more confidence having him continue to try than putting Matt Turner there because I don't think Matt Turner needs to re-earn his spot. So with Freeze, there's a possibility he could be at the World Cup. Probably on the bench. I don't see him starting for us, but he could have with this Gold Cup gave himself.
Because Freeze is going to have so many nicknames for the World Cup if he's the starting goalkeeper, like Icebox or something crazy like that. Because he's the box and he's whatever. So.
But the funny thing here is we had U.S. women's national team games on the same day as the U.S. men's national team this summer, which rarely ever happens. So we had 3 games with the U.S. women. The U.S. women, they beat Ireland twice, 2 times in a row, both 4-0.
Yep.
And then they beat Canada 3-0 on July 2nd for their basically July 4th match in our nation's capital. So go USA.
Go.
We can beat Ireland. We can beat Canada. So U.S. women's showing that, we're still great.
U.S. women win soccer games? When did that happen?
Yeah. But you ready to get weird?
Let's get weird.
All right. I think there's just a universal truth. And you could be rich. You could be poor. But you're always going to steal your boyfriend's clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was before a game.
Yeah.
Before a game, she was wearing Miami Heat joggers.
Yeah. It's the girlfriend got to get the hoodie or the joggers.
And if you notice on those joggers, she cut those, so those are now hers. They no longer.
No.
They're not Bam's anymore. Bam has no claims to them anymore.
Not at all. 0. Zero claim. But yes, and then there is a comment that someone made on video saying like, "What was it?" So I'm trying to paraphrase here, but it was hilarious about
it. Had can't wait till 7'5" demigod Abam Adebayo wins the MVP in 2059.
You're right. Yeah, because I've made that joke many times on this show about when at their gender reveal, you're going to have female coaches and you're going to have male coaches. And depending on what it is, one's going to just throw down their letter of intent. The other one's going to be rushing over.
I love that the official Miami Heat account like put the eyes emoji like, oh, we see what's going on here.
Yeah. This is a cool story. I want them to stay together forever. It's such a cool story.
But yeah. So, ladies, we steal our boyfriend's clothes.
Yeah, I mean that's
what we do.
I've been on the other end, so I know that does happen.
It doesn't belong to you anymore, Josh.
No, I'm aware. Yeah, I don't question it. I just accept it.
Yeah. But Josh, where can the people find us?
The people that find us, Justin and I will be back at our regular time slots tomorrow night for Ruckus Wrestling. We've got a lot of wrestling this weekend coming up. We've got AEW's All In. We've got Saturday night's main event. We've got NXT. We got Evolution, and then also an NXT show as well. All kind of happening all at once because two companies like to counter program, and mainly WWE is trying to counter program with AEW's All In. So you're going to get nailed with wrestling this weekend. But you'll see us breaking down everything that is the world of wrestling tomorrow night at 8 Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. Hope to see you all there. So our new book that we will be reviewing on the first Friday in August. It's the 3 rules.
I don't own it. This by Ryan, who is on all the time with us. He actually put this book forward for a vote. It's The Third Rule of Time Travel by Philip Fracassi.
Yeah, so that sounds pretty cool. I'll see if Tony Stark was right on his time travel reading this book. We'll see. We won't know, but there's 3 rules. This is just the third one.
Mm-hmm.
On that. So that's kind of interesting title there. Look forward to doing that. Discord link is down below for all of you all that want to join on there and do be part of that book club as well. And then it's getting closer. So with turf is being put down. Logos are being painted. And footballs are starting to be pumped up and ready to kick because we're getting closer to football season.
Football!
It's going to be back, and therefore you'll see.
Hug it, chug it, football!
Yeah! That gives me goosebumps because football, and I can't wait for that team to do everything the same damn time every year. Be blocked by the sun and shit. But
hey, the season hasn't started yet. You're supposed to be in your hope era. You're like the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is your year, right? That's the phase that you're in, is that this is your year.
Yeah, we got George Pickens. It's going to be our year. It's got to be. We got just get to the NFC Championship. We haven't done that in 30 years.
I saw a tear there as he said, this is our year.
It's our year. It's going to be our year. But yeah, that's all I got. Fantasy F Around will be back. We'll be doing a couple of shows in August, leading up, getting you prepared for the draft. And then after that, it's full-time go on at the Fantasy F Around being around and going over our fantasy league as these two people are partners in our league. We have one championship, despite what someone else says. We still have one championship.
Yeah, he's not here, so he can shut up.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll be bringing that to you. Obviously, like to do a live draft on here, so just getting you all ready for that.
Join the Discord down below if you want to be part of the fantasy league.
Yeah,
because we have a lot of fun and we can make fun of each other for doing badly, and we can curse each other when the we're beating each other. It's a great time.
It's a great time. Great time. Good friends on that. So sit down for a moment, is in.
I think so.
Yeah.
I know who the player on Dallas is, but whose face is that?
Sorry?
Maxi Bayer and Dirk Nowitzki. It doesn't really look like him. Go on.
I don't know the myth, but Gio Reyna.
You don't know who that is? No. Bro, come on.
I don't watch this stuff, bro.
It's me and Tom Brady. You don't know Tom Brady?
I know him, yeah, to be fair.
To be fair?
Carney and LeBron James.
Bro, that's not me, though. What? How is that?
It's your eyes and your nose and your hair.
Yeah, bro, that is so funny.
Pascal Gross and Sean Cena.
Oh, you can see him and you don't know Tom Brady?
Oh, take it. We run with it.
Schlotterbeck and Dempsey.
Oh, you better know Clinton.
Yeah, I know Dempsey.
But you would have never knew it was him.
Nah.
How would you have done?
Wouldn't know a lot of the soccer players, but I would have nailed everyone else. So yeah, I'm pretty decent at celebrity mashups. I've done those before. Those are pretty fun.
I'll see you guys next week. Bye.